It's Pinay, New Yorker. I'm in BGC. Actually passing the time. I have to transfer to a different venue, but I thought I'd try a live stream from Manila. Just drop your link or say hello so I know who to thank. I'm only here for a couple of minutes, maybe a half hour, but thought I'd do the live stream anyway. So I'm on the fourth level of Uptown Mall. The mall is about to open, so I'm thinking, do I go in? Do I stay up here? It's a very nice balmy day. Let me just pan and show you what we have. Beautiful, beautiful sunny day. See? Ganda. So I had breakfast with a friend downstairs. Video coming on that. And then I just thought, whether anyone comes in or not, I just wanted to give it a try and see. It's currently 9 o'clock Eastern in the evening, and it's 10 a.m. here in Manila. So I doubt anyone will see, but let's see kung may papasok. If anybody says hello, welcome. I just don't want to start moving around because the signal might falter. So I arrived here on Thursday, and I'm here until Wednesday next week. It was really just to surprise my mom, who's celebrating her 83rd birthday this Thursday. So I bought this ticket when I bought the ticket for November. Bought it on sale directly from the website of Philippine Airlines. So they call it a PAL seat sale. So I got it really, really cheap, and I'm glad I got it then, because the people who bought their tickets a little later than I did actually paid double, triple, or even quadruple of what I paid. So I really got a good deal. So my advice to you is, if you're planning a trip to the Philippines, I would watch out for the seat sales from Philippine Airlines. Buy directly from their website. Make sure that you have your Mabuhay membership number so that you earn the miles and you're able to maximize the benefit. So the sun's not that high yet. It's not really that horribly hot. It's actually nice and breezy. I'm going to try to stay here for another few. I just thought I'd sit. I haven't really gone around yet because I wanted to stay with my mom. Mom suffered a fall around 2 weeks ago and was in the hospital until last week. So the party that we were planning for her birthday has been postponed. It will now just be a gathering of relatives on her side of the family. And we're just going to try and make that a good celebration. So whoever just came in, this is Pinay, New Yorker. I'm just live streaming from the fourth level of BGC. I have breakfast downstairs at Nono's, and I'm going to try to make my way to Vincent's Galleria because I have lunch with a girlfriend over there. We're going to have some dim sum. I'm just passing time here. Care to say hello? I'll go back and return the favor later. I'm going to be offline for a bit after this, still taking vids. So I was able to take a good amount of videos of BGC earlier. I have been here in November, but this time I saw a different side and I ate at a different place, so there's more to show. Thank you to those who looked at my Philippine Airlines flight videos. One video shows takeoff and the second shows the actual approach and landing and touchdown, and I'm also compiling a third video for the entire trip. So there are some new requirements, not really new, it's just revised. They still do require your vaccination card, and they ask you to log on to eTravel and produce a QR code, which you will show upon departure and also upon arrival at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport before you are cleared by immigration. So I'm going to do a separate video on that because it's a little more detailed now than the previous one I had to fill out for the trip in November. So I have a few vids coming from this trip, and like I said, I'm only here up to Wednesday next week when I depart for New York. And so far it's been good weather. There's supposed to be a jeepney strike. I haven't seen it because I don't really take the jeepney. I do plan to go to Quiapo, but I've been advised to do it the same way I did the last time, which is through the MRT. And I must say I was pleasantly surprised by the MRT because it's very clean. Don't really have a problem taking your cell phone out because everybody is on their phone. And then there's a security guard who patrols the train constantly. So you have a sense and you feel a sense of safety, of being in a good place. And I have to say I'm impressed by that. Malinis siya. And it's a very efficient way to travel. Traffic is a little worse today because I think coding was suspended in most areas, except I heard in Makati. My taxi driver earlier told me that Makati is very strict in enforcing coding. Thank you, Summer Girl New York. How are you? I speak English very well. I have to credit the Polinian sisters for that. I went to St. Paul for elementary and high school, and I must say when I moved to the States, I sort of just had to add more of the twang because they couldn't understand me. I spoke good English, but they couldn't understand me in the same way. I had to make most people repeat what they said because I couldn't understand them. I mean, we're speaking the same language. It was just, I guess, the rhythm of things. So, but I credit my English to the tutelage of the Polinian sisters. So I went to St. Paul Pasig, then St. Paul Quezon City. And I think that's one reason also I was able to work as a newscaster for RJFM, which is a local retro radio station. And I worked there, I think I'd say 30 years ago. I was in law school, and our campus was in HV de la Costa Street. They're now in Rockwell. So this is the original campus. And RJFM was in Makati Avenue. So it could be walking distance. I didn't have to ride a jeep or whatnot. But that was a very, I'd say, life-changing experience for me. Law school per se, and then being a working student for the first time. So I sort of supported myself halfway through. 3 languages, oh yeah, Tagalog, Filipino. I hardly speak Bicolano though, but I learned, and you'll find this very funny. My mother helped me for the first 3 years when my baby was born. So she was coming in and out and living with me. And when we didn't want my ex-husband to understand what we were talking about, we'd speak in Bicol. And my Bicol is so baroque, but you know, I can speak and understand it. So if people were speaking Bicolano around me, I'd know what they were talking about. Hindi naman nila ako mabebenta. So, that I do, I'm purely Tagalog though. Malalim ako mag-Tagalog. Like, I can write in formal Tagalog. I'm very proud of that. But my comfort zone is really in English. So yeah, I'm here until Wednesday next week. It's a short visit, but I'm happy. My ticket, and I'm very proud of this. I keep telling people was only $1,000 because I got it on the seat sale. There was a couple seated behind me who I guess bought last minute and had to buy it through a travel agency. So they paid $6,000 for the 2 tickets. So that's times 3 of what I paid for. So I keep telling everybody you should watch out for the seat sales on the Philippine Airlines website, and you will be able to get good fares. So I did that June 12, or the Independence sale of last year, and I bought my ticket for November, which was my first opportunity to travel on the seat sale after 3 years of not going home because of the pandemic. So the last time I came home before November was in, I believe, August of 2019, which was also my last visit to Australia, where my best friend is. So when I went back in November, I also did a side trip in Sydney, but decided to fly, and this was a big mistake. I flew via Cebu Pacific. So I have videos on that I haven't published yet, but which I will. And it was really a learning for me because 9-hour flight to me on a non-reclining chair is not worth the $300 I saved by not going Philippine Airlines. So long and short of it was that was false economy. You think you saved money, but you actually didn't, because it was such very, I'd say, tortuous. I wouldn't say tortuous. It was a very challenging trip, and you had to pay for everything. And I suddenly realized why Philippine Airlines was $300 more expensive. So the next time I fly back to Sydney, I'm not even going to think twice about it. I'm flying Philippine Airlines. That's a shameless plug. They're not paying me for this. But as someone who used to go home every year to the Philippines, I mean, you can say I've gotten used to the different routes. So I've done Cathay Pacific, I've done Asiana, I have done Korean Airlines, of course Philippine Airlines. Before that, when there was still Northwest, I did Northwest. So that was the long-winded trip that took you to, was it Michigan, and then, or Illinois, and then you had to double back, and the flight was just so tortuously long. So this was a direct flight though. On Philippine Airlines, they don't even stop in Canada anymore, which they used to do in the previous years. They go straight, so it's a 17-hour flight, which to me is bearable, because like I said, I used to go home every year, except that during the pandemic, for 3 years, I wasn't able to come home. So from August of 2019, the next opportunity I got was actually November of last year. So when the seats were on sale, I looked at how far they went, and I realized that they had my mom's birthday, which is March 9. So I said, sige, bili na. So I bought the ticket. And just a warning though, when you buy your sale seats, please be sure of your travel days, because it's really difficult and expensive to change. So I was trying to extend my visit to the weekend. I'm still trying to remember why I decided to depart Manila middle of the week. So I'm trying to change it to the weekend, but then it would cost me over $1,000 extra. So no way. I'm just going to go home as scheduled on the 15th, right? Okay, me blabbering on here, and it's already, I think I've been on for 15 minutes. I'm actually passing time because I have to move from BGC to Robinson's Galleria. And my lunch date is not until 11:30, and it's currently 10:18. So I wanted to leave BGC by 10:30. So when I come home, I actually have a list of places I want to visit, or restaurants I want to make sure I stop at. And that would usually be Max, I have Alex the Third or Aristocrat, Mang Inasal, Chow King, Lukian and Greenhouse. Um, those trust. Via Mare, of course, I have to have the bibingka with queso de bola. And guess what? I haven't had any of those things yet because I gave up meat, so I can't have chicken. I can't have beef. So my dinner and lunch repertoire, even my breakfast repertoire, is severely limited. So last night I cooked steak for my mom and my siblings. I didn't have any of it, but I was so happy to have brought them the Angus beef from the US. And I cooked it the way I usually do, which everybody enjoyed. But I cannot have like tapa for breakfast. So today I had ensaymada and hot chocolate at Nonos, which was good. It's comparable to Mary Grace, but Mary Grace uses Edam cheese and Nonos uses Parmesan. So it's a bit of a difference. I need to kind of move because the sun's in my face. And although I did sunscreen, it's a bit much. So let me see. I'm just going to move to the other side where there's still shade, and I hope nobody sits there. You see, that's where I was seated, and I am not a friend of the sun. So let me walk over. I hope I don't lose you, whoever's still there. Thank you for watching. I haven't even gone around Greenhouse. I actually practically grew up there because we live in San Juan. So, I used to say I am from Arab country. So isn't this such a nice spot? And I even have a canopy above me. Thank you. I am hoping Elaine is online. I don't think so. I wasn't able to tell my friend Elaine that I was going to go live. Hey, we have 4 folks. Please say hello. Summer Girl New York. I will visit later. If anybody else is there and wants to say hi, I will return the favor. Probably at the end of the day. I don't always leave a mark though, unlike other people. But I would appreciate it if you said hello and left your own bakas, as they would say. Tamsak. It took me a while to get used to all that lingo. I used to ask, what's tamsak, what's jacket, lapag, dikit, and all that stuff. But you learn, and I've been on YouTube as a creator for 9 months now. I'm actually very happy with the pace I'm at, so I'm not worried that I'm not at 5,000 subscribers. I think a lot of people are still struggling to get their 1,000 even in the first year. I've been lucky. I keep telling people it's the shorts. So I haven't been doing shorts lately, so my subscriber count hasn't been jumping as dramatically as it normally does. For those who just joined, I am actually at the 4th level of BGC because the mall just opened, and I'm just passing time. I'm going to log out at 10:30 so that I can head down to Robinson's Galleria and have my dim sum. So I'm going to eat a ton of hakaw, which is the shrimp dumpling. I can't have chicken feet. I will not be able to have my shumai, but I'm hoping that they have other seafood. Shark's fin actually is mixed with pork, so that won't work either. But, I'm looking forward to catching up with my girlfriend. Today I caught up with 2 people I've met in high school. Like I said, I went to St. Paul, Quezon City for my high school education. I actually knew both of them from St. Paul, Pasig. So you can say, I guess, that we grew up together. These are the people that I go and call and tell that I'm on my way or I'm in Manila. It gets a little awkward telling people that you're here because, for one, I don't want them to think that I'm just asking for a freebie or I want a free meal. And also, I've learned to apportion my time with my family, getting more or the bulk of the time. I can always see my friends, I can always postpone them, but I've come to realize, especially my mother's now 83 years old, I've come to realize how important it is that I really make time for all of them. So for this visit, like I said, the first friend I saw was this morning, the second at noon. I'm hoping to see a couple more. There's a baptism I'm attending on Sunday, and I'm hoping to see more of them then. I'm going to reach out to some law school friends today and maybe see them on Friday. Meanwhile, family and I have planned something for mom. Plus, there's this stretch of carinderias or kakanin or kainan in Tondo that I want to visit. I've been told about it, but I have to visit it, I heard, during the week, or there will just be too many people during the weekend. So some more to vlog about. I also need to go to mass or visit Baclaran Church, which I did and again, whose video I have yet to upload. But if I don't get to visit this year, I'm going to upload last year's video in place of whatever I want to put. So I have this list of simbahans or churches I need to visit and items I need to bring home. I really need to make a video on that because a lot of people find it weird. For example, I always bring home Perla, the laundry soap. Why? Because we don't have laundry bar soaps in the US, and I do my own hand washing. So if I get, and I love scarves, probably have 100. Many of my scarves are hand wash, so if they're not dry clean, I actually hand wash them. And although I don't use the Perla on the scarves, I use the small hotel soaps or the bath soaps. Still, there's a lot of items like stuff that I just need to do by hand, which will not be clean if I just put laundry detergent or liquid detergent on them. I also always buy powdered calamansi. That's a must. From my yema to my bistec Tagalog, I need calamansi. It tastes different when you use lemons. Hi, Alan. Thank you so much. I will. And I will visit later. I think I'm subscribed to you because otherwise, how did you bump into me? Thank you so much for visiting. I will review the chat later. And like I said, I don't really do a public live like announced way ahead. It's just spur of the moment things like this. And again, I am still a faceless channel and will remain a faceless channel. For a while at least. In fact, I'm trying to put up a segment where I interview vloggers, but I want to do it like this channel that I follow, which is Soft White Underbelly. It's a totally different vein and a totally different kind of topic. But I like the way he does his interviews. So in my previous life, like I said, I was a newscaster. So that's where I was able to hone my skills in interviewing. I mean, I can get answers from you by phrasing my questions a certain way. And also, when I went into corporate communications, I wrote a lot of press releases and written articles which necessitated interviewing. So I want to translate that skill into a segment called Vlogger to Vlogger. And I want to start actually with one of the ladies whose live streams I always am a part of. But I'm still trying to figure out how we can actually exchange the vids without doing a streaming software. I know it's kind of complicated. So I want raw videos. So I was hoping also for this video that I could get to one of the local vloggers that I know, but I haven't had a chance because my focus has really been Mama. So this is the first time I'm sitting in a mall just by myself and not worrying what time I'm going home. So after lunch, I'll probably go back home to mama. The siblings and I are planning to watch Martyr or Murderer. Did I do the right? Is it Murderer or Martyr? Martyr or Murderer? And that sort of throws my schedule into a tailspin because I don't know how I'm going to manage going back home to Cainta and then going back to San Juan, and then I have to worry about whether or not from San Juan do I go back to Cainta or just stay in San Juan. I know, decisions. So that's my life here right now. I actually don't mind. I mean, I can keep doing this for another week if I had the time. Just staying in the mall. When I first came home, maybe the first 2 or 3 trips home, that would be 2002 and 2003. Oh my goodness, I scheduled lunch, merienda. No, I scheduled breakfast, merienda, lunch, merienda, then dinner. And I would like double book. Not that I double booked myself, but I ended up sort of overlapping like that, and it was very stressful. So that maybe the 4 years before the pandemic, when I was going home every year, what I did instead was I just made a list of people I wanted to see. I did not book them back to back, and I just saw people as it was convenient. So I didn't really like go out of my way to sort of make sure I saw everybody. So like this trip, I saw a lot of them already, the ones I wanted to see last November. If I see them this trip, I'd be happy. If I didn't, I'm okay. But I'm really heartened that they're making the time. So, like I said, I'm logging off in 2 minutes because I need to get to the other side of EDSA. I'm in BGC right now and I need to go to Robinson's Galleria. So if I'm early, I can always go around there and check out the stores. Over here, I'm wondering maybe I'll go in. I need to check out Marks and Spencer. For those of you who like Marks and Spencer like I do, you can actually order from the US website. It comes straight from the United Kingdom, but then they send it via DHL, so it's very fast. And they have free shipping at certain times or when you hit a certain limit, which is very good. For some, their stuff is a little staid, or what I'd say, very conservative. But I like their stuff. So whenever I'm in the Philippines, I make sure to go around 1 or 2 stores because surprisingly, especially the items that are on sale, they're not always the same when you go from one store to the other. And of course, when I'm in Hong Kong, oh my God, that's where the good stuff is for Marks and Spencer and other things. So anyway, thank you so much to those who stopped by. I'm still trying to get the hang of going live. So this is the first time I've actually spoken nonstop. Might be the hot chocolate I had for breakfast. So I had the Parmesan ensaymada and hot chocolate combo at Nonos. It's not Nonos. It's Nonos. Nice place. My friend had the tapa. I would have had the tapa, but like I said, I gave up meat for Lent. So I'm all fish and vegetables and totally no meat. I've done it for the last, I think, 4 years. So the first time I just gave up the red meat. But the last 2 or 3 years, I said, it's really more of a sacrifice if I give up meat altogether. And I've done it. So thank you so much to everybody who watched and who's watching and who kept their phone here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll try to do another live if I get the chance from another spot, maybe later from Robinson's Magnolia, where I'm supposed to watch the movie. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you around. Please leave a comment so that I know who to go back to. Those watching the replay, please leave a comment again, and thanks for watching. And you all have a great evening. And for those in Manila, you all have a great day. Do reach out to me. I'm on Facebook as Pinay New Yorker, or you can just leave a comment here. Leave me your FB page or whatnot, and I will reach out. Have a great day.